college remix. I hate college, but love all the parties. Finishing cakes and crushing bottles of Bacardi. King of the class, I'd rather lay up with a hottie. Single doesn't mean I'm looking for somebody. Some say they drink blaze up, but hardly. Popping PK, ski a little bit of Molly. Am I on my mind? Most people say probably. But I've been on my grind, puffing us of that Kali. Pack my bag, no parents team drop me off.
I'm tired.
Matt, do you know what just happened to you?
No, what is that?
Through cell respiration, you just released ATP. How did that happen?
I don't know, Shelby, you tell me.
Okay.
Oh, wow, I didn't see you there. I was just reading up on cellular respiration. What is it? How does it work? Well, we have a little model to show you guys with a few illustrations that'll help you to figure out what cellular respiration really is.
So the first step of cell respiration is glycolysis. Now this step occurs in the cytoplasm of the cell. It does not need an organelle, nor does it need oxygen, but it still can do its job if it does have oxygen. So the first thing you do is you take in food that we as organisms eat. So a candy bar. It's known as glucose too, it has sugars in it. This candy bar then will get broken down through a lot of chemical reactions into 2-pyruvate. Pyruvate is a 3-carbon molecule. Keep that in mind. Because of this reaction, you will actually generate, in the end, 2 ATP and then also some NAD. So the second step of cell respiration is known as the Krebs cycle. So in glycolysis, we made 2-pyruvate. So now this pyruvate diffuses through the membrane and is now in the matrix of the mitochondria. Here, through chemical reactions, this 3-carbon pyruvate molecule will get broken down into a 2-carbon molecule known as acetyl-CoA. Now, because you lost a carbon, that will actually combine with oxygen that we breathe in to create a byproduct known as CO2. So in the Krebs cycle, CO2 will be a byproduct, but you definitely need oxygen. It's required in this step. Because we broke down that pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, 2 ATPs were actually made. So next, NAD and FAD were present in the matrix during the Krebs cycle. Because we completely oxidized pyruvate into acetyl-CoA, a hydrogen will get added to NAD and FAD, and that will eventually all be taken to the electron transport chain.
The third step in cellular respiration is oxidation phosphorylation. In this process, FAD H2 and NADH both drop off their hydrogens with their electrons, and the electron travels through an electron transport chain located in the inner membrane all the way through all the electron carriers, reducing them and oxidizing them, which makes it go down the electron transport chain. The electron is being pulled towards oxygen, which is positive. This causes the hydrogen on the inner membrane to be pumped through transport proteins out into the outer membrane. This creates a outer membrane. This creates a proton gradient because hydrogen is one proton, one electron, and without the electron, it's just a proton. And this proton gradient wants to flow through ATP synthase. So it flows through ATP synthase, producing many ATP, approximately 32 to 34 ATP molecules. Now that the oxygen has the electron and is now a little bit more negative, and this is positive, it will attract to form water molecules, and that is where water is released out through the cell, and that is why you need oxygen, and that is how you release water and sweat and everything.
Man, I'm talking way before hashtags. I was running through the 6 with my woes. Yeah. I was running through the 6 with my woes.
It's amazing, I'm the reason everybody fired up this evening. I'm exhausted, barely breathing, holding on to what I believe in. No matter what you know.